Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Bernadette Kappen. I'm the Executive Director at the New York Institute for Special Education and the Chair of the 4201 Schools Association. And I have with me my colleague, Tim Kelly, who's the Vice Chair of the 4201 and helps me every day with the 4201 activities. We want to first thank you for all you've done to support the 4201 schools over the past several years. We're so grateful for the increase that we did receive, and it has really greatly supported the students at our schools. You know that we've struggled for a number of years without any increases, and with the increases the last few years, we've been able to really get back almost to where we were in 2008-9 school year. So we have struggled, and the schools have really tried hard to look at their expenses without jeopardizing the education of the children. And that's what I'd like to say. We are so thrilled, Tim and I and all our other colleagues, to work with the students at the 4201 schools. They bring their challenges, but we can say that they grow and develop every day. And that's why we're here today to request from you parity with the schools. Our students have the same academic needs in many ways, but they have special needs, particularly in the communication areas. That would be for students that are deaf or hard of hearing, that they have their need for different types and modes of communication. We have children that are blind and visually impaired that need communication either through Braille, large print, and those children that have severe physical disabilities need their assistance with many assistive technology devices to make their voices heard. So these extra expenses really are areas that we feel our children are deserving. Our children have great potential, and we celebrate their successes each year with students that receive Regents diplomas, the students that are able to get their certificates for achievement. So all of our children, we feel, are deserving in those areas. So the additional investment that you would make in our students, we know that we will put to good use. And we can talk about our success rate. Our students are coming to school. They like to be there. I could say at the New York Institute, we have a 100% graduation rate. Last year we had 16 graduates, 14 went to college. So the support that you give to us, the students do become successful in their communities. This morning, when the commissioner spoke, there were a couple of areas there that we would like to really thank her for the support, and areas that we find that we are in need as well. It would be the teacher effectiveness area. This is really critical for us because our teachers have to be specialized in working with the students as well as their academic particular areas. For us lately, it's almost like a revolving door. We bring in a teacher, the teacher has time with us, they gain skills, and then they leave and they go to their local school district. Because once they walk out our door, their salaries are much greater than we're able to provide for the students with us. So any extra help that we can get there with parity will really support our teachers and thank them for the great job that they do with our students. The commissioner spoke about ELL. Many of our schools are seeing populations of children that are coming in that are non-native English speakers. So in addition to their language barrier, they have their disability. I can say in the last couple of years, we've had 3 to 5 children that come every year that do not speak very much English, and we need to work with them. So we really feel that if we are thought about just like the regular schools, then we'll be able to help the students even better. And finally, in the transition area, we want to keep supporting our children to make sure that they can move on. We'd like you to consider this year $5 million for short-term capital. We are fortunate that we have really nice physical plans for our students, but many of our schools have been around anywhere from 50 years to 200 years. So our campuses really are in need of improvements in particular areas. Could be plumbing, safety, security areas, fire alarm systems. And finally, on a long-term basis, that we would request the opportunity to once again work with the dormitory authority for more long-term projects where we may need to have boiler replacements, roof replacements to keep our schools attractive places. I think a parent comes in the door, they want to see a safe environment for their child, and then they want to think about education. So we would like to be able to promote that. Again, we're most grateful for everything that you do for us, and we want to know that we appreciate that. I was thinking about coming here today, and I saw a quote that I thought was appropriate for our needs, and it's, all of us are seeking the same thing. We share the desire to fulfill the highest, truest expression of ourselves as human beings, and that's what we're here for our children at the 4201 schools.
Thank you very much, and for the work the schools do on behalf of our state's children.
Great.
Thank you, and I truly appreciate the input and the testimony and actually everything that you do, because as you know, I have a special buddy, Julia, who lives in my district, and she has just blossomed and flourished at the 4201 school that she attends. So I just want to say thank you for that, because it's great to see firsthand what's being accomplished. So thank you so much for all that you do.
Well, and actually, we have a question from Mr. Otis.
Hi, thank you for coming as always. And the one question that I think it'd be good maybe just a little more detail on is your schools run on very tight budgets. That you are, each school, it's a different situation, but I think one thing that's always good to communicate is how tight a financial situation the schools and the association, and for that matter the other different special act school districts, not in your association, the other schools in these different categories. Anything that you can add to that briefly, just convey that to us, because I think it's something that can't be emphasized enough, as I've had some of the conversations with you and your members in the past. Thank you.
That is true. I think we really do struggle with the finances, and as you know, when we had our funding change several years ago, some schools struggle more than others, particularly with the cash flow issue. The school districts have been really very supportive in sending their money, but again, they have their issues. So you may have a monthly payment, or maybe a district can send you for every 5 or 6 months, so you have really tight finances. We also have increasing costs related to health insurance, other insurance you have to pay. In New York City, for example, I would say every month we get some kind of a notice that you have to do and fix something. For example, we had not too long ago where we had to have the backflow preventers replaced. That was an expense that we didn't know about. That cost $200,000 to have those backflow preventers put in. We have varying, in our school, different areas where the water is coming in. So you have unknown expenses. Also the children. Over the years, I would say that the children are more complicated. I think medicine has really allowed children to survive that probably wouldn't have in the past. So it's not that they're just blind or they're just deaf. Many of these children have additional disabilities that require other support so that they can be successful.
Again, thank you.
Thank you very much.